Josh, you ever think about getting 501c3?
Yeah.
That's level 35.
Like I said, it would cost me $800. After I get done clearing all this immediate debt, I'm definitely on it. Cause I have a charity face.
You said how much is it?
It'll cost me like $800.
It cost you like 800.
Mm-hmm.
501c3.
Yep.
$800?
Yep.
And
So
what would you make? You would do that? Oh, you would do that shit where you find homeless people and give them jobs and shit?
I would say rehousing and recovery.
Rehousing.
But the great thing,
you want to do housing for homeless people? Has that ever worked?
Yeah, it works.
Where? You gotta
attack. The problem is they put these niggas in shelters and shit. You have to attack the issue. You gotta understand why a motherfucker homeless. Niggas ain't just choosing to sleep on concrete. Either you got a drug problem, you got a mental health problem, or a combination of the three. Same thing with getting niggas off drugs. Islam got more niggas off drugs than the government.
That's funny.
It's a very cut and dry way to get niggas off drugs.
So all right. So hold on. No, wait a damn minute. So you're gonna basically run a behavioral health system for homeless people, but you can do that shit for free.
Free, yeah.
Because you're gonna be angel donors and shit like that.
Yeah, shit like that. And then in addition to that, you can do several projects. Like a lot of grants and shit are project based. They're not organization based. So niggas that donate to this, that don't mean I can't do a project. Oh, these little niggas can't read. Let me teach kids how to read. That's a whole separate project. And even if one 501c3, you can have several DBAs. You can have 18 things under that umbrella if you want to. That's how smooth the shit is.
I feel like if you would have been a part of
Censored,
you would have kept them from fucking everything up and having sex with each other. Because you'd be like, nigga, what y'all doing? Where y'all going after this?
I found out that I'm not welcome in certain spaces. I miss out on a lot of opportunities because people say that I'm judgmental. And I don't think that I'm judgmental. It's just that my face can't hide it and I be saying shit about it.
Imagine, oh my God, nigga, imagine lying and being like, yeah, we need these funds so we can help inner city youth learn art. And then you see somebody come to the job in the new Lexus. You go the first time over front. Oh, where'd you get this? Did you lease this?
I'm asking questions. I don't like being seen as judgmental. Which is I got snitch energy. You and Dave Chappelle say I got snitch energy.
Man, I hated Dave Chappelle made that joke. I was like, oh, he just fucked up my whole ass.
It's his now.
I'm like this. I'm like, nigga, I can't even do comedy no more.
I don't got snitch energy. I got judge energy.
That's a different energy.
Yeah, I'm that nigga in them spaces. Like even when I would go to church and shit, I'm like, man, I don't know what this is. You see this?
Hold on, okay, so bet. All right, so hold on. What's the difference between snitch and judge energy?
Snitching means you're gonna tell somebody. Niggas with judge energy, I just make you feel bad about shit. For instance, I cut off a lot of niggas that I used to do drugs with because they was doing the bad drugs.
Well, the heroin.
Well, heroin is super bad. Like in case when I used to do shrooms with a bunch of niggas because we out here, practicing.
So that's good drug.
Yeah, practicing magic, taking nature walks and shit. Man, I walk into the house one day, them niggas had a rock star amount of cocaine on the table.
Oh.
And I stopped at the door like, they was just like, hey man, what's up? I was just like, y'all straight? They was just like, oh, you don't fuck with Ye? I don't like it when people start giving shit nicknames.
Don't try to make it casual.
Like, you don't fuck with Ye, nigga? That's cocaine.
Hey, this is Jonathan.
You gonna call a nigga by his first name? I was like, hell no. And I stopped talking to them niggas the very next week.
They don't fucking know white girl.
You gotta let me know you do coke up front. Don't make friends with me under the pretense that you don't do cocaine.
I've never been around. The only so
shut your ass up.
But I only found out about he opened about the fact that he be on that powder, him and Play Fly.
That nigga got the best cocaine plug alive. He got a farm. That nigga growing coca leaves from scratch.
What's the John? I'm snorting with the mane in the mirror.
Niggas dying of fentanyl. Play Fly can't even spell fentanyl. He ain't worried about shit. He'd had the same snow plug since '81.
That was messed up. I remember when I first came around, I used to always, because every time I would hear about Midtown and white people, I would always hear about cocaine usage.
Yep.
And so when I started doing comedy and being around these musky bars, I would be like, where it's happening? And then the one day, I forgot who I asked. I was like, I heard people do cocaine a lot around here. What happened? He was like, they died. I was like, oh damn. So the only nigga that got out of the game was William Montgomery?
Man, I walked in the bar one day. And in my mind, like I grew up around pimps and shit. So when niggas did cocaine, it was like off the pinky nail. Some niggas had rings. You might do a little bit off the card.
Black Kings.
Black cocaine. Or maybe you see it in a movie, like off a glass table, off a mirror. Man, I walked into one of the Midtown bars, and I ain't gonna say which one. But it was some hoes doing
In 2025, I'm wanting to be more honest and open.
It was a Canvas. And
Canvas, of course.
Canvas got a neon sign that says don't do coke in our bathroom. So I was just like, yeah, they can read. I'm open.
You took it. I was like, took it seriously. Like, hey, guys.
It's a bright purple sign. Like, there's documentation, there's signage. I walk in, white bitches doing cocaine off the back of the toilet. Now, first of all, I don't even touch public toilet seat air. Like, I'm not even finna hover my ass over this toilet. You finna ingest this through your nostrils, connected to your throat. Bitch, you don't care about yourself. I was like, your daddy a doctor, you in here snorting cocaine off his public ass.
I bet you should wash your hands after. You know what I mean?
But you don't have, one thing I learned is, once you get, cause like I said, I'm a judgmental nigga, but if I'm in my element, like if I've been drinking a little bit, I'm having a good time, that energy can easily get infectious. Like I used to go to a lot of EDM shows. Them niggas be on every drug known to man. Laughing gas, nitrous oxide, pills, cocaine, all that. And I started hanging around them and I was just like, man, this shit weird as fuck. But then, after a couple of shots and that music shaking my heart hard as fuck, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna put a scarf on my head and dance till I sweat. But nah, that shit crazy. Entertainment and coke go together like peanut butter and jelly, honestly.
That's the thing. I'm gonna come back to Memphis and save the game by doing coke.
No.
Well, I gotta become successful first, and then I'm gonna come back to Memphis with a coke addiction.
Do you even have a post-nasal drip?
What?
Yeah, you ain't ever had no loose liquid drip out your nose? See, you ain't ready to do no cocaine.
Wait, post-nasal, ain't the nose always nasal?
Yeah, post-nasal drip is when there's fluid that just builds up in your sinus cavity and just...
Oh.
Yeah, I get that shit when the seasons change. If you ain't ready for just random drippage out your nose, don't start doing coke.
Well, I got allergies, so that might, you know what I'm saying?
Also, you got a thin nigga nose. You got a Caucasian-esque nose. That'll cave your shit in. You ain't ready.
I have heard that I be having Eurocentric features here and there. Maybe if I had a bigger nose, things would like me more. I had a funny conversation with Reggie Jr. Because for the people that don't know, I moved to Nashville. That's why we haven't been releasing episodes of the podcast. Back in the city that we're getting this content off. But I moved to Nashville, and when I got there, I thought in my head, and I really felt this in my heart, that since there wasn't a lot of black people there, once I got around the black people, they would be happy to see me. Reggie Jr. was like, "Aw." I was like, them niggas was like, bro, who is this pro-black nigga? But it's very strange. Like, so do you think if I had a bigger nose, then like I would have less Uncle Tom face?
Nah, it's just easy. I would say this, being a regular nigga is way easier than it is being any other type of black. If I were to just wear shoes that say I play basketball, but I don't play basketball, and I wore a jersey as a shirt out of the house, unironically, my career would have skyrocketed by now. Like, I tell the joke about that. People hate when a head rap nigga show up. People automatically assume that I'm on some shit that I'm not. Like, if I start preaching about sleeping with white bitches and eating pork.
And that's my act.
Exactly. I'm like, here come this nigga. Same thing. You a nigga with glasses. You come to a random bar in Midtown with a full suit and tie on. It's just the aesthetic.
See, and that's what niggas be so offended when they see a tie. Oh my God, niggas act like you just pulled Anne Frank out the attic.
I don't care for ties. I'll wear. I own ties. I just don't wear them like that.
I just be thinking it's fly. I just be like, I'm fresh. No. And niggas be like, oh, why you at the company? Why you dressed like this? This is not. I'm like, yo.
You should dress for the job that you want to have.
I just be fly. But so okay. Wow, because I feel like that's the same thing I dealt with when I first started comedy. I'm bringing it back to me. You know what I'm saying? I like to make things about me.
Fair enough.
So, what is a real nigga?
What is a real nigga?
What is a real nigga?
Several different tiers of real nigga.
So it's different tiers of real nigga?
Being a real nigga is like being a Pokemon trainer.
Okay.
Like there's like, okay, so there are several things that can make you real. One, you could just be a stand-up guy. You serve your you serve your community. Every time you say something, it's profound shit, it's facts, this nigga don't lie, that's a real nigga.
Yeah.
You can go to him for advice, that's a real nigga.
Okay.
Two, you known for whooping ass. If a nigga got hands like frozen turkey, if a nigga known for knocking people out, that's a real ass nigga.
Okay.
Number three, if he get hoes.
No, wait a minute. I would have thought that would be under the tier of having hands.
Having hands is at the top. I didn't.
Okay, having hands
This
at
is
the
in no
top.
particular order. Internet chat. That's what young folks say. Chat. This is in no particular order. So having hoes should be real niggas to niggas who aspire to have hoes. Having money. You could be the lamest nigga alive, the ugliest nigga alive. You get no bitches. All this. You worship Satan. Niggas do not care. If you got a lot of money, that's a real ass nigga.
Okay.
Niggas is whatever nigga people aspire to be. If you can see somebody and be like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have it. You're a real ass nigga. Or just a friend that you've had for a long time. If you solid, this nigga solid. This is a real ass nigga.
Okay, Dad, I like this. Okay, so we start out as
That's gonna finish service.
The
big finish.
Okay, so the nigga sells. You gotta be insightful. You gotta be a stand-up guy. You gotta have good character. That's the first stone.
Yep.
Then you gotta be able to beat a nigga up.
Beat a nigga up.
That's the second stone. That's the power stone. Okay, and the first one's the knowledge stone.
Yep.
All right, and then you get hoes.
Hoes.
That's the purple stone. I guess we're gonna get that.
You can get that purple.
We're gonna give that John a name later. And then you got money.
Money.
So okay, the green stone.
Yep.
All right, this is what we do at Cynically Acute.
Yep.
We put together business. And what's the fifth stone?
Loyalty and friendship.
Loyalty and friendship. So you got the knowledge. You got knowledge.
Power.
You got power. You got hoes.
Money.
You got money. And then you got friendship.
That Captain Planet shit. How many Planeteers was it? I think it was 4 Planeteers. But yeah, a bunch of, here's the thing though. It ain't like the Infinity Stones. You ain't gotta have all 5. If you really good at one of those 5, you a real ass nigga.
Okay. Okay.
You heard it here first.
You got here.
You can read this in my book. How to be a real nigga without trying.
I feel like anybody can take that information and move forward in their life. All right, now let's get to the real. Since the last time we recorded,
shit done went down. The world is in a free fall, nigga.
it is.
It's because we stopped dropping episodes. I blame Cynically Acute personally
I do too.
for the political climate.
We stopped recording and they started running up in taco food trucks, smashing up Mexicans.
My issue with that was this. Number one, the owner of that joint already got in trouble on that trafficking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So in the city,
He got in trouble for trafficking?
so first, so he got like brought up on like trafficking accusations because he was hiring not illegal immigrants. He was hiring undocumented individuals,
Yes.
and he was just treating them like shit, paying them really low wages, paying them niggas $3-4 an hour. Like, oh, you taking too many bathroom breaks? You might get 1 bathroom break. You know, little shit like that. Threatening, and then every time they like, oh, I'm gonna quit. Oh well, I'll just call immigration.
It's called ICE.
Like
Damn.
he was domineering over them as the legal Hispanic nigga. Like it was terrible. And the city didn't do shit. Why? Because this nigga got money. And the tacos are delicious. I stopped eating there, by the way. Some of the best tacos, them slavery ass tacos, delicious. Stop eating there.
Good. Hey, slavery makes good food.
Honestly,
I really want to taste the food that the slaves was making.
I feel like we got better spices now.
You think so?
I feel like it was fresher then. I feel like a slavery meatloaf was decent, but I feel like there were no Lawry's back then. They was having to get it all from scratch.
Right.
I wonder who did. Was seasoning salt ever buy slave? I'm not finna keep grabbing handfuls of seasoning. People will pass me all season, go shake them up in this jar, and this the seasoning.
Wait a minute.
All right, put it season all. We ain't doing that shit.
So is Laurie's like Aunt your mama?
Yeah.
That's
a staple in the black community. Lawry's and Tony's Creole seasoning.
I actually got a bit that I had been working on.
Oh God. Things said Aunt Jemima, and I got a bit after work. I got a bit like that, so go see.
I feel like there's every black person, especially people of like our ilk who like are knowledgeable about things, we want to go back and make jokes about this stuff.
Got to.
We just don't talk about like it's certain fruit that we don't pull at, or it might be. Cause I talk about some.
I be towing the line.
Yeah, I be towing the line. But anyways, I got this bit about how I wanted to taste the food the slaves was making. Because back in the day they was eating us, but somebody somewhere tasted some pancakes and was like, good ass pancakes. Nancy, you made these pancakes? Nigga, get in here. Get your ass here. We got to sell this. We can call it Nancy's. No, we're not gonna call it Nancy. We can call it Cousin Keisha. No, we're not call it Cousin Keisha. All right, we got.
I'm laughing because niggas didn't. I'm not niggas. I'm laughing because black people didn't invent pancakes. Number one.
I like to imagine they invented. So wait, we invented Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We didn't invent
Those that
pancakes.
shit from like Amsterdam or something.
We didn't. People, first of all, people done always. That's always been a thing.
Nah.
Technically, Chinese people invented pancakes. Africans might have been making some form of buckwheat pancake before Chinese people existed. We could be the precursor for everything, but the American Negro did not invent pancakes. Did they make a pre-mixed pancake mix? Possibly. Like I said, time savings because they wasn't doing shit. We saved all the time. So I feel like we just invented convenient shit. So just add water pancake mix might have been us.
Yeah. So like, we can take that. You can let niggas have pancakes.
I let black people have everything.
You know a black man has an iPhone. That's what they don't want.
I was like, who gonna stop me?
But yeah, man, Trump's been out here wilding. Literally just yesterday, Donald Trump. Hold on, let me. I wanna read this.
Fact check it.
Because I ain't gonna lie. In the past, we've definitely got some nonsensical statements off, and we did not look it up.
Our last episode was before Trump got elected, but I think in one of our past episodes, I did predict that Trump was gonna win because I predicted he was gonna win the first time. Yeah. America loves a stupid person. A stupid white man can do anything, honestly. You stupid and you got enough money, you in there.
The Washington Post published an article that headlines, Justice Department deletes database tracking federal police misconduct.
Like, okay, so when they say federal police, so is that a separate unit or is that all police?
I'm guessing that's just like the federal database.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
It's a lot of stuff going. And so here's my OG colleague, Reggie. But here's my problem. What's going on? And you talk about how a lot of my content is Memphis based. However, I feel like in this particular point in time, and of course, you know, born and raised, some be like, oh, it's the end of the world. Everybody look at Memphis. Right now, there's a lot of money plays happening in Tennessee, period.
True.
You're looking at a small little blue county in a completely red state. People can say that Nashville is blue, but it's purple at best.
Very.
So Elon Musk building XAI here.
Yep. And paying his light bill late.
And paying his like, he 400,000. I said, man, he just like us.
Niggas gonna tell me to conserve energy. You must be out your rabbit ass mind.
And I bet they were doing good doing this song, but let me chill out because I still want to get hired. Hey, yo, Elon. But no, I feel like due to what's happening with the school system and them firing Dr. Fegans because they say that she didn't do right with the money. They said that she was calling out fraud and whoop-de-whoop. So they was like, you know, so Congressman J.B. Smiley or statesman or whatever that nigga is. I think he not no congressman. He a councilman.
Type shit.
Yeah, that nigga moving like Ghost from Power. Apparently, he was messaging her. At least she cited Dr. Fegan cited in her lawsuit that he was harassing her for insulting one of his key donors or telling that person no, who was pestering her to push a certain grant through. And then you have Tyree Nichols, who got, and I be on that superpower black shit. You got Tyree Nichols a couple years ago being tragically beaten to death by the police. And the Department of Justice, the same Department of Justice who just deleted the database that keeps track of federal police misconduct, they put a 209-page indictment on Memphis saying that they're untrained, they're racist, and so forth and such and such. So if the state capital decides to take over education and take over the police, and then people are snatching up property in Memphis for pennies while we do whatever, I wonder what the gentrification project will look like in Memphis. Because you know they're going to be getting that stop and frisk off.
First of all,
and stop and frisk off.
Gentrification been started in Memphis. I've been preaching about it for like the last 6 years, only from what I've seen, like firsthand type shit. But it's always going to be a thing. And I'm not going to call out our mayor because, you know.
I'm going to call him out.
Because he cool on the internet with it or whatever.
I'm going to let you get what you got to get off, and then I'm going to holler at him because we look alike, so he might be able to understand my sensibility.
He cool on the internet or whatever. However, this nigga was the head of the downtown planning commission. Did all types of bullshit with that. Then he was the head of the fucking community development commission, blah blah blah, bullshit. That led to a lot of this different shit getting pushed through. Like I said, the niggas offering the vouchers in Cordova and East Memphis
Yes.
to get niggas away from North Memphis to South Memphis.
Yes.
Fucking allowing MLG&W to keep a fucking weird ass natural gas refinery right next to North Memphians' houses. And then when they complained about it, he was just like, "Nah, it'll be all right." Or you could just sell your house, like just a little weird ass shit. And there's nothing. I was about to say there's nothing wrong with it, but Memphis has always been at the epicenter of culture. That's why it was always destined to be gentrified, because if you create a bad education system, you create crime. If you create poverty and low pay, you create more crime. And then once you've created crime, now you have reason. Oh, Memphis is a bad place. Everybody's stupid. Everybody commits too many crimes. We should just take it. That's the entire thing. If you make people stupid and you make them commit crimes, now you can take all that shit. And then the crime is forcing old people out. They offer my neighbor like $160,000 for his 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that he's been living in since 1962.
They have how much?
They offered him $160,000. He bought that whole 62, so ain't no telling what the fuck he paid for. Nigga, $2 in a mule type shit. And I was like, Mr. Rich, you gonna move? He was like, hell no, I'm not moving. He was like, shit, I've been living here. He was like, shit, I want to die here. But you offering these old people, now granted, they don't know what the housing market is like. So they don't know that ain't no motherfucking money for real. But these major corporations offering somebody that paid $50,000, $60,000 for their house, oh, we'll give you $120,000. To a motherfucker that's been living in North Memphis all their life, that sounds like a lot of money. I'm gonna take that. The neighborhood is dangerous anyway. These kids ain't got no respect. I'm just gonna take it and move or go to a retirement community. It's so many old people. It's a house one street over from mine that's next to 2 crack houses. It just sold to some Hispanic people for $119,000. Next door to 2 crack houses. Lots where bums are burning trash. I told you 2 lots, double lot, flooding, listed for $100,000. Why? Because the nigga know he can get it. That's what all this gentrification is laying down for. But good things will come from it. Not the good things that we need, but Memphians have to learn to value what they have. And if it being taken away is what it's going to take, then that's what it's going to take.
And so that's what I've been going back and forth with, because I just left a conversation about gentrification at Hatterloo Theater earlier today, which, let me just say, it was kind of an insult. Because you walk in, first of all, I got there, they said it starts at 9:30. I got there 9:36. All the doors were locked.
Oh, shit.
My guy had to come get me, PA, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my guy, doing good work there. It's almost as if, and I don't want to pocket watch, because, Black people working in arts and culture, making a career for themselves. But my guy, Ikendayo, he posted on Facebook, he's not in that hole to greet nobody. They just got the lady back here, you know what I'm saying, chilling. They put a box of donuts out, a bottle of orange juice, and it was like, all right, get y'all shit off. Have a good time, have a good meeting. I'm sitting in here. They didn't say that the keynote speaker, Russ Wigginton, wasn't gonna go up till 11. So I'm sitting in this hole an hour and a half. And I'm thinking, I call you. I'm thinking, all right, does the community deserve input?
Yes.
And the reason I say that is because, as you said, gentrification can bring some good things, and Memphis has some opportunities to do things, and they did not and have not. So, and for me, it's differently because I worked at the National Civil Rights Museum, and President Russ Wigginton, in my exit interview, I told him about how I felt expendable. And he said, well, who here isn't expendable? And I said, damn, nigga at the Civil Rights Museum?
Yes. All you niggas is expendable.
I'm like, damn, you getting that shit off? I expected some, nah, young brother, keep your job. Don't go take the 50% pay increase at St. Jude.
Well, Uncle Ruckus said, no matter how much money you got and how you look, you still a nigga.
I'm like, ain't this a bitch? And so the reason I asked, does the community deserve input? Because we've had as long as we've had to try to build off of what the generations before us did with, the fights they had With the what is it, the middle passage? That's what the joint the
Transatlantic trade.
slave trade.
And the middle passage is that too.
They,
The struggle has evolved. It's not the same struggle.
so what do you mean?
The environment would always evolve to fit the struggle. Because niggas would be like, oh well, you know, they did all this, they did all that. Every time the goalpost is always moved. Because even when black people were quote unquote disenfranchised, we fresh from slavery, what do black people do? We found towns, we found businesses, we create our own this, we create our own infrastructure, create our own that, we create Black Wall Streets, and then what they do?
What do you do? Look at niggas over there, Bill. Niggas trading stocks.
That's some nice money you got there. Be ashamed if somebody took that shit. Same thing. And now the generation that we live in, we're Generation Z, slightly before us millennials. We are products. We're experiencing the backlash of what's called preemptive oppression. You don't have if you don't have to worry about taking shit from niggas if you just make sure that they're dumb. Case in point, one of the biggest pitfalls of Memphis is food deserts. Because you would think in a functioning society, you would require people to be able to buy food so that they can live. No, what you do is you make sure that niggas cannot buy food. Because then what are they eating? They're eating marked up gas station food, especially in a broke neighborhood. So if a lot of motherfuckers don't have cars, so they eating corner store food. Their kids growing up on noodles. Your brain is not properly forming. If a nigga been living in North, and a lot of niggas in Memphis never leave their neighborhood or never leave Memphis.
Right, man.
You've been growing up in North and South Memphis all your life. There ain't been a grocery store, a consistent grocery store in 10, 15 years. You grew up through the years eating fast food and all this bullshit. Your brain ain't right. They ain't even giving these bitches prenatal vitamins. If you go around Memphis, every hood nigga that you see got small ankles. Unless he a fat nigga. On God, and I put this on my mama. Women, if you got women, go look at your baby daddy ankles. Bet you that nigga ankles thin in the motherfucker. These niggas not drinking water.
Hold on, come look at my motherfucking ankles.
I've seen your mama. Your mama took prenatal vitamins. I'm talking about the. I live around the corner from a housing projects. I see what the fucking kids eat. Not a motherfucking vegetable. I tried to open up a farmer's market. The Arab nigga told me, okay, it's gonna be 1,000. Mind you, the building fucked up. I thought, you know what, I'll fix the building. You know, we can talk about the price of 7/3. He said, what you trying to open? I said, I'm trying to open up a farmer's market, this, 7/3. He said, you know, I really want it to be a tire shop. You've been to my neighborhood. Nigga, it's 3 tire shops in a 2-block radius. It's 3 used tire shops walking distance from my motherfucking house.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, them niggas don't need food. It's Hunt's Brothers Pizza right there. What you niggas need a grocery store for? That's what you call preemptive oppression. You make sure that the education system is bad. How do you make sure the education system is bad? You pay public school teachers not shit. Because if you don't pay them shit, eventually they'll quit or eventually they won't give a fuck. Then you load their classes up. Now kids really ain't learning shit. You put screens in their face. If you ever like the next time you hang around a wealthy person, ask their kids about school and then see what their kids do during the day and how they talk to their children. The dynamics is completely different. Not even at the time that they spend with their parents. Yeah, because most of your parents ain't shit, but even if they was shit, you gotta work all the motherfucking time. The working poor is the biggest population in America. You can't properly raise your kids and instill good values in them if you worried about the fact that $20 an hour ain't enough to pay all your motherfucking bills.
Yeah.
So then you keep preemptive oppression works like that. If you can cripple somebody's mind and body, you don't have to worry about taking shit from them because it's easy. Old school black people, now, because like I always talk about this, like a 40-year-old now was born in the 80s. They don't know shit. They might think they do. They might think they really grown. Only the successful ones really grown. If they not, they don't know shit. Now, in the 80s, a 40-year-old was born in 1940. That's a strong colored American. You couldn't come in their neighborhood and say, oh, we finna be buying up all the houses and doing this, that, and the third. They had a specific strength of mind and body that made them immovable to the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandma just turned 91. She was born in 1938. 1938 in East Texas. Rural East Texas. You can't tell her shit about shit. You can't stress her out about shit that she didn't already stress herself out about. These new niggas is crippled. The bitch that work at my local Family Dollar, I don't mean to call her a bitch. The bitch that work at my local Family Dollar got back $20,000 last year for taxes. This year she was complaining because she would only get back $8,000. And just the fact that I know this person, I know they've grown up in Memphis all their life. They're 31 years old. They've only been in Memphis City schools. They have 0 financial literacy. And somebody is consistently handing them the struggle in large amounts of money to just waste. So I often blame people in the community, but one of the things that my grandfather taught me was not judging people's journey and shit like that. Not even that. It's bums on the corner. It's also eight churches on my street. Like I said, you've been to my street. It's 8 fucking churches. These niggas on Sunday in their nice cars and shit ride past the homeless and the hoes and the drug addicts to go into church in their nice ass suits, niggas wearing Rolexes and shit, and then they roll back out and leave, which is the most un-Jesus thing that you're supposed to do. Now, granted, people gotta want help to get help, but you gotta go out and give it to them. You gotta show people that people care, man.
What would you rather they do on their trek to church every Sunday morning?
Definitely do something good on your trek to church. Hand a nigga a sandwich. How hard is it to hand a nigga a sandwich?
To have a sandwich station out there and yeah.
Anything. Shit, coffee, a sandwich, socks, nigga.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, if you walking past, there's some socks.
That's why I don't, and then we was talking about Hattie Lou. Hattie Lou is a good organization, but we was talking about Tone, the Civil Rights Museum. All these motherfuckers that own these charities. I know, I've worked for plenty of charities in my day. I know how the shit go. You ain't got to lie to me. I just don't pretend. Don't fake the funk. Fake the funk with your investors and, the federal government. Don't fake the funk with me. I know you ain't about shit. These kids already know how to play motherfucking basketball. We don't need no more after school programs to get them, to keep them out of trouble. Fuck that. These are children. People got to stop trying to appease kids with entertainment. Fuck that. A kid can't tell you shit. If I go tell a parent, hey, make your 9-year-old be here at 6 o'clock and they can't fucking leave, what the fuck are they gonna do? That's how we get them to go to school. Make these kids, and because I give up on grown people. Memphis got the most ignorant old motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. You're running to an ignorant nigga in Memphis at 65, and that's crazy. I'm
65-year-old YNs.
Exactly. I'm strictly focused to any old nigga that wear tennis shoes. I don't trust them. Any old nigga wearing Air Force Ones, I know you ain't hitting no shit. You simple. That's why I focus on helping kids. These kids is bad. They're fucking kids. Kids are essentially animals until they get a job. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course kids are bad. And that's the difference. We the only people, us, millennials, and probably whoever slightly older than that. So everybody 50 and under. We just so goddamn weak. My grandma 91, like I said, she raised a bunch of young niggas. They're all terrible. My dad and them slanging dope, all this other shit. She never gave up on them. They did wrong, but she ain't never give up on them. She was still praying. She was still yelling at these niggas and praying for these niggas. Nigga done been in jail twice now, baby. You need to get out them streets. I taught you better than that. These people now throwing their hands up, shooting kids over stealing cars. They better not steal my motherfucking car. I'm gonna kill their ass over a possession. We care about ourselves way less.
I mean, some of these niggas gotta go.
Some of these niggas gotta go. But I feel like we should reserve that for crack dealers and rapists. Kill the crack dealers and the rapists. Let everybody else go. You just stealing a couple cars, selling the weed. We might let you go, Ladarius. Ladarius can be turned around. Ladarius Davis, everybody know a nigga named Ladarius Davis, he's a menace. But he's just
Ladarius is a good dude.
That nigga just a bum. He just broke.
Dude, he just didn't have nobody teaching him.
And people underestimate broke. Broke will make you do a bunch of dumb shit. Broke will make you go get drunk. Broke will make you get high. It'll make you rob a nigga. It'll make you have kids. Broke just make you want to do shit to distract you from being broke. If we fix the black community economy, and in Memphis is rather easy. It's too much money moving through Memphis. If you fix that alone, everything else opens up.
You know what's gonna be crazy to see?
What?
If the world gets, the next 5 to 10 years, if America gets the next 5 to 10 years, it's gonna be crazy. I feel like displacement is going to happen for black people that live in the inner city who don't make a certain amount of capital a year.
Oh yeah.
And when that happens, there's gonna be, as there always is in America, such a strong divide. Because right now, Mayor Paul Young, when something happens, when somebody gets popped, he's just gonna come out, he's gonna say, y'all, we have to do better. We have to give these kids something to do. He gonna go meet up with the gang members. He gonna go have a Black Mayor's Coalition where all them niggas wear matching shorts and drink coffee. And then he gonna go back to being the politician, which he's great at. Shout out to Oak Haven. However, when that displacement comes, he's either going to be pushed out or a different administration as a newer order switches its gears, or niggas gonna go full. Because I feel like right now he's a Republican. I don't know what he ran.
He ran Democrat, I believe.
Ran Democrat. I don't know, but I feel like there's no way he's gonna be able to be the cool arts and culture guy, laid back. He's either going to have to say that he doesn't know what to do if crime gets worse and whatnot. Cause, and I know I'm speaking about this like I just know, but I really do feel like Memphis is gonna be one of them cities where like we see the full militarization of the police.
Oh yeah, but here's my thing. And this is just being me because I am a country nigga.
And we're gonna talk about some funny niggas.
Yeah, we'll talk about some funny shit.
Yeah.
But I grew up in rural East Texas, and one thing I learned from like my homies in Chicago or my homies who are from Detroit and shit is that poverty is one of the stimuli of crime, as is aggression, as is all these other things like nutrition and whatnot. But really, proximity is a motherfucker. Like crime is bad anywhere that people are broke. But if you got a bunch of like people say, oh, Chicago crime is so bad, they live fucking 2 feet from each other. So I'm mad. I'm in poverty. This nigga mad. He in poverty. I can smell this nigga mad. Of course we beefing. The issue is a lot of black people have ran to urban areas. 90% of Memphians are Mississippi based. Niggas so scared of the dirt. If you care about your family, move back to the country. The land is cheap. Ain't nobody for your kids to be beefing with. Is in the middle of fucking nowhere, and teach them niggas how to eat some vegetables from the garden. That's really all they need. Cause where I'm from, there's crime. Like it's gangs and shit. Like my uncles, like I said, my dad and them sold.
Gary, Texas.
Huh?
Gary, Texas.
Gary, Texas.
Oh no, well, not Gary.
Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas. I knew it was a name.
So yeah, gangs and shit was bad. Niggas was slanging dope. I knew crime, and I thought that prepared me. So when we moved to Memphis, I was just like, oh nigga, I'm from the hood. I already know what's up. Memphis to me looked like fucking Afghanistan. I was like, God damn, old ladies ain't in that garden in this motherfucker. It's 1,000 shoes on power lines. Like y'all just don't give a fuck about it. And then I had to think about it in my mind. The crime where I'm from is my family. It's people that I know that are the crime.
Yes.
We the problem.
Yeah.
Memphis, everybody the problem.
Yeah.
Niggas in Memphis robbing their mama.
And it ain't got to be that way. But you know.
And they just don't like where they at. I say if you don't like where you at, move. Memphians hate Memphis.
Memphis. A lot of people. Why is that? So why do people? I feel like
because I love it.
And I feel like we recognize it a lot because we are, entertainers. We are in the performance arts, and I feel like there's a certain air in Memphis where people say to themselves, "You in Memphis, like I'm in Memphis, so you ain't shit."
Yeah.
So it's like we don't care what anybody else doing, and I feel like a lot of, I don't know if small town is a word to say about it, but I feel like there has to be other places that just are so depressed because we recognize it a lot in comedy because right now we're like. Us, the COVID kids, are trying to fix the narrative about comedy in Memphis because all the funny black people just go to Alabama to the Stardome or go to LA to Chocolate Factory and get their shit off other places while like the Midtown comedy is just sad. It's just sad, angry comedy.
But that's
just upset
there's
comedy.
2 things that rule the nation right now.
One thing about us, we gonna always
talk.
talk about comedy. We always talk about the black plight.
Oh yeah, that's all I want to talk about.
We got to figure out what target demographic is going to want to hear about comedy and the black plight.
Together?
We gonna figure that out.
I said together?
Yeah, we gonna get that.
Not a lot of niggas want to hear both.
We gonna ask ChatGPT. I feel like
yeah, that niche shit. But like I said, but that's part of what's wrong with the world. People complain about like every time a movie come out, somebody say, "Oh, it's mid." Oh, this music mid. That's because everything is ran by clout. If a nigga get 1 million followers overnight, we should just make talented people famous. It's very easy to do. We all as a collective on the internet can just pick somebody who's like, okay, this person has talent, let's make them famous. People only follow what they see. Same thing with money. For instance, let me think, who's a famous Memphis nigga who got bread?
no.
Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti. If Yo Gotti was constantly talking about, black empowerment and, making sure your kids do this and making sure.
Well, Yo Gotti could never be about that black empowerment because he was actively trying to kill niggas his whole career.
That's fair, but I'm just saying if he did,
yes.
Ignorant niggas go, man, yeah, Yo Gotti been talking about some real deep shit lately, man. We really need to be on it. If you not, I've been preaching the gospel for years, and niggas don't listen. Niggas don't listen. Nobody wants to listen to a broke nigga because if you had the answers, you wouldn't be broke.
Yeah.
But their grandmama followed Jesus, and I don't remember Jesus having no money. But that's another story for another day. Jesus probably already came back as a broke nigga and just didn't get listened to. That's why we all going to hell. But Case in point, that's all we need. We need
But this next time when he comes back, he's coming back with a sword, so we'll know when he's here.
Jesus coming back with the switch. That
No, a sword.
a sword nowadays is a switch. A flaming sword is a switch now.
Yeah, Jesus gonna switch down.
Jesus coming back as Duck from the grave.
But yeah, I will say, it's that's a good point. You were going down on just about in Chicago, like I'm mad, you right over there, I'm gonna kill you, and then also talking about the difference between small town crime and big city crime, which would be Memphis. So in order for the kind of self-hatey aspect, and we don't get to that nigga shit, in order for self-hate to leave the community, what do you think would have to happen in Memphis?
Self-hate?
Yeah. Because I feel like, because from the sounds of this, so, like, just for poverty, of course, miseducation, of course, I feel like those are just things that kind of make you dumb because it's already anti-intellectual.
And the key to anything is perception.
We was just talking about before the podcast about how people hate a smart nigga. We opened up about how people look at us and be like, oh, he got a scarf and he probably this way. Oh, this nigga got glasses. He probably, whatever.
But I'll say there's a difference. There's certain environments, and it's creating those environments and inviting people who are not normally in those environments, and that changes the narrative. Case in point, I went to Russ College. Shout out Russ College, Holly Springs, Mississippi. First black college that was founded in America a year after slavery, 1866. Now, mind you, the income bracket of students who come to Russ College is pretty low, but a lot of them get sent from urban areas. So you got Memphis students, you got people from Chicago, Milwaukee, like their parents like, hey, get away from all this dangerous ass inner city shit. We finna send your ass to Mississippi where you can't get in absolutely no trouble. So it was hood niggas. It was every type of hood nigga at Russ College. And of course there was hood shit, there was hood activity, niggas beefing and shit like that. But that was one of the places where, because before that I didn't like being around, but I felt ostracized by the black community because I was a weird black kid. I like anime and shit. So high school and middle school, we was the niggas that was getting made fun of. And then I went to college and I decided that I didn't hate niggas and I appreciated being surrounded by black people. And I was like, oh, cool. And then, I started being more open about my hippie ass thoughts. And you had niggas that's done been to prison and selling dope. Like, man, you be saying some real ass insightful shit, nigga. You be saying some real shit. Some shit that he never would have said if he would have been still in that environment.
Right.
That nigga wouldn't have saw me in Chicago and be like, man, I feel like that nigga with the head wrap got something nice to say. But you out of that element and you're in an environment to where you feel okay to receive new ideas.
So we feel like environments have to be created that appreciate the values that would make a healthy society.
Yeah, that's how you have a meeting of breadfruit.
That's why you need to come to comedy shows.
Definitely. I forgot, I can't think of what show it was, but there was what rapper was that? All I remember was, who Big Frida is?
Yeah.
There was some type of reality show where they had like, mid-tier celebrities on the show. And it was Big Frida talking to a famous rapper.
I know what you're talking about. It's like celebrity camp. It's like celebrity high school.
Yeah, and I can't remember the rapper. He's an old school rapper. But he was just like, oh, I ain't never kicked it with nobody like you before. And he asked a bunch of questions about who Big Frida is. And they just had a short exchange about, him not understanding gay people and blah, blah, blah. Had he not been in that environment, he never would have been comfortable enough to ask the question because the information is out there.
Yeah.
You just have to be in a place to where you feel comfortable to receive information.
Yeah.
And a lot of niggas go to niggas don't drink coffee no more.
In the environment,
Yeah.
This gay person or this trans person was humanized to them.
Exactly.
Because like they felt one and the same. So I feel comfortable talking to you.
Exactly. Because the Coffee Black does amazing work. However, these niggas ain't drinking coffee like that no more.
These niggas ain't drinking coffee.
Niggas don't drink coffee. What beer? I went to college with niggas that was like, oh, I don't drink beer. What type of weak ass shit?
Coffee Black got some good ass coffee. That D'Angelo, crazy. Matter of fact, I need to go get that before I head back to Nashville.
Shout out to Coffee Black. Matter of fact, we shouting out a bunch of great black businesses. Shout out to Coffee Black. Shout out to Anissa Franklin. She has a cigar company. Shout out to motherfucking Delguan Coleman. Delguan Coleman has his own clothing line, Coleman Neal. He has his own movie app where he puts out original black content and Movie Go Inc. He is a black activist, a strong member of the community. Shout out to Keidron Franklin at the check-in, currently at Growlers, cooking up good ass food. I ain't never had a turkey rib. I've never seen a turkey rib before I started fucking with Keidron.
Had ribs.
I didn't know turkeys had ribs. I didn't know the anatomy of a bird until a realer nigga than myself. Until a realer nigga said, "No, the turkey got a beefy ass rib."
Why do turkeys make burgers and chickens make sandwiches?
You can make a chicken burger. It just has to be ground. Just the grounding of it.
Oh.
Because if I had a full turkey breast on a sandwich, it wouldn't be a turkey burger. It'd be a turkey sandwich.
So some fried turkey would come out like chicken.
Now, fried turkey, maybe if you bread it. Turkey is a different
Oh my God, we some niggas.
Nigga brought up foul.
All right,
Shit derailed the whole conversation.
All right, we gotta do. Have you seen the new baddies Africa?
They going to jail. I wanted the job with Zeus Network so bad. I put in two different submissions to try to work for Zeus Network. But I know for a fact that they will make a documentary about y'all because that short nigga with the glasses, I don't know his name, but he's fucking on all them drunk ass hoes.
I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna put him with. Yeah.
The check that they cutting these ignorant hoes, and I don't blame anybody because like we talked about this, like in entertainment, we all know what we could do to get famous, but we want to get famous for substance and our particular art. If we quit doing all this bullshit today and we just acting crazy on the internet, we would get famous.
You know what's the nastiest part about baddies to me?
What's that?
Is how it has like nice young ladies or women who could be nice young ladies discussing fights like Joe Rogan. Like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Aubrey whooped on Big Lex on that episode." And no, I feel like in round two, she got some face shots in there. I'm like, y'all are supposed to be nurses.
But that's how they got it set up. Like they tell them, "Oh, I need at least 2 fights from you this season."
So
If the bitches that don't fight, they do not get paid the same as the bitches that do fight. This is good old fashioned scripted reality TV.
did you see Tommy up the strap on Rolly?
God damn.
Apparently Rolly on the newest season or whatever they doing. And I guess I talk about baddies too much, and so that's why it's on the algorithm.
So yo,
But honestly, yesterday I realized I'm the problem because I saw a clip of pop up on my timeline of Tommy up in the strap on Rolly. Mind you, at this time I didn't know their names, but I had did some further research when I saw a woman pull out a gun on reality TV. But
Tommy was from Love and Hip Hop, wasn't it?
yes,
Or is it a new bitch named Tommy?
that was the Tommy.
Tommy the alcoholic bitch from Love and Hip Hop. Yeah.
And so apparently, Rolly is a big black woman
Yeah.
who's just been snatching women up this season. Like she's been like grabbing women by the hair behind her, just beating on her.
It's funny because Rolly couldn't fight that good at first, but once she knew that she was gonna keep getting baddies money, I feel like she hired a trainer. I'm calling you out, bitch. I feel like you hired a trainer. I feel like you started hitting the heavy bag because you was just slanging hoes the first season and they was hitting you in the face. Now you actually throwing them bows on her. Also, she's a porn star. Her real name is Goldie. The only reason I know this is because a bitch yelled at her. She was like, "Bitch, fuck you. You a porn star. Your real name is Goldie." And I was like, what a classic porn star name for a bitch to have to be Goldie.
You still be watching Zeus, or you gave?
No, I'll stop paying for it. It's not worth the money. I might pop back in if they get some new shit that's not just baddies. Because I ran through everything that was decent.
I feel like this is a good episode. We gotta find a tradition to do at the end of our episodes that makes people look forward to the end of the episode.
That's a good concept. Like what? Like
I be listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they do sleeper picks at the end of the episodes where they pick their favorite songs. So we gotta find first of all, we gotta find the demographic of people that wants to hear about the black plight, comedy, and frying chicken.
reality TV, real just black. We get honestly, and I say this, and this we use this as commercial. Cynically Acute got something for every motherfucking body. It don't matter if you a nerd, if you a real ass nigga, if you a revolutionary, if you do comedy, if you don't. We are everything podcast.
Absolutely.
Fuck a niche. I want that on a t-shirt. Fuck a niche.
Fuck a niche. Shout out to Grindstone Creative.
Shout out to Grindstone Water. Shout out to High Water Comedy.
Make sure y'all stay on the lookout for what we do in the future with High Water Comedy. We're fixing comedy in Memphis. We let y'all be trash long enough. But we getting that off. You know what I mean? I'm feeling a lot more
You know what I feel like you should do?
risky about comedy since I moved.
Did you ever see the show From G's to Gents?
No.
VH1
Is that like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
essentially from G's to Gents is basically where they took like regular niggas and tried to make them upstanding members of society. Riff Raff was on the episode, and then they teach them etiquette and shit like that. I feel like we could do that. I feel like we could bring that to Memphis from G's to Gents. We can't call it that because copyright infringement.
So we could turn people into Hebrew Israelites.
It's not hard. Islam did it. All them niggas was on dope and pimping, and they was just like, well, what about Allah? And then they, what about these bow ties, niggas? Stop slapping off.
All right. Well, that's another episode of Cynically Acute. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to get some content out to you guys. You know what I mean? Do we got anything we need to shout out in the future?
March 18th, we will be at Lewis Connolly's Bar for Fun Time and Friendship with the first high water showcase there. And my new showcase, Bad People, coming soon. Trailers come first. This is the best motherfucking podcast on the planet. Fuck you talking about? Memphis, the most beautiful land in the world. And you heard it here first. Cynically Acute, everybody. Stay cynical, stay acute.